Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm dear darling. I shall see what's going on our lovely island of Fawnhallow today, as we're relaxing as per usual. Right now, I'm a little bit distracted because I'm also trying to install, here we go, the Petite Planet beta, which I've managed to be a part of, and it's got its whole own, I assume. Wait, I don't know why I'm creating a desktop installation. But it's basically a beta, which is basically going to be a clean install afterwards, so like none of us will stay. I'm excited because I wanted to try this, but good evening everyone. Right now in Fawnhallow it's 9:45 PM on Tuesday, April 21st, 2026. So it's just installing now in the process, and then I'll maybe give it a check out afterwards. I'll sort of see what it's like. I'm not surprised that I ended up being selected for, like, it's a second round of beta. I didn't apply for the first round of beta because I didn't even realise it was the first round of beta. But I'm not surprised because I played so many Ho-Yo games, they probably would like, oh, this is a loyal Ho-Yo-verse customer. All the survey, she keeps saying like she likes, I think Animal Crossing is like one of the only games she's played within the last month. Apart from our other products. But yeah, what am I going to talk about? Let me think. I suppose after this I'm gonna be booking out, like I was talking about the beauty clinician stuff yesterday, and then I had a look yesterday-ish to sort of try and get a rough idea of when I could try and get everything done. I think I can get them all done in one day, which is kind of crazy to say. It kind of depends necessarily on how long the haircut might take, but I think it's enough time. I don't think I might not have enough time for a lunch though, is a problem, but I think it just about works out. Although it's a little bit touch and go. But frankly, it only takes the entire morning. But definitely I'm going to get a haircut. I know why I'm going to get a haircut now. I know why I'm going to get my nails done now. And I'm still sort of 50-50 on the eyelash thing, because I do want to try it, to be honest, just to see what it's kind of like. And I've looked up stuff about it, and I'm like, oh yeah, okay, so there are definite risks, you know, risk of infection, and definitely like it's either you want to kind of do it like a lot of the time or not a lot of the time, otherwise you're like, as they start falling out, your eyelashes are not going to look so great. But I'm like, I'm only kind of doing it sort of a holiday, to be honest. Like I don't really care what my eyelashes look that much afterwards. Like if they look bad from that point on, then so be it. I will just deal with the aftermath of that. But I think a thing which makes me more hesitant about it is like how inconvenient it can. Well, it's both convenient and inconvenient. Convenient because it means that you don't obviously have to do false eyelash makeup, which is definitely false eyelashes are one of the most hit or miss parts of makeup for me, because sometimes when you put them on just right, you don't feel anything. It looks great. It looks fantastic. It looks amazing. But perfectly, along with the eyelashes. The problem is with my eyelashes, they kind of point like directly down, and it's a real annoyance to have to curl them upwards every time to just get them to sort of meld together with my existing with the false eyelashes. And if you get that false eyelash placement even slightly wrong, eventually, like some point during the day, it'll feel like your skin is like pinching from it. And I'm not good enough at putting on false eyelashes all the time, which I'm just like, maybe this is why I'll do it. So I don't know, I'm sort of 50-50. I still want to try it, so I think I probably will do it. And then I think as long as I'm going to do it like a week before I go on holiday, so if there is like an adverse or awful reaction, maybe I can get in some sort of emergency thing to be like, get this off my face. But I think it should be fine. The only other thing with it is like, oh, you know, sensitive eyes, like should they have it? I'm like, I don't know. I have dry eyes more than anything. I don't really have particularly sensitive, well, I don't think that sensitive eyes, but I don't know. But that's on me to decide. So I just need to figure things out. But I think it is really, I like the idea of having like a day just dedicated to like a huge glow up where I leave and come back as a completely different person, essentially. But yeah. So I just realised that I just read the email better for Petite Planet. Wait. What? Monday, April 23rd is a departure time. Is that Thursday or is that Monday, April 20th? When I get this email, one day ago. Okay. Well, I don't know what that is. I guess I'll just try and log in and see if it works. I don't think I'll be able to do it then if it's not till Thursday, April 23rd, in which case there's no point in me, and I ain't going to be playing or installing this yet. Pre-register now? Have I not already pre-registered for Petite Planet? You might hear some music, hold on. I already am. I was going to look over Creator Club, I don't really know what it's like, to be honest. Interesting. Well, I don't know, because the thing is that if you do stuff like, I know the Hoyoverse creator platform, because I looked into it for previous games, but we had to make it like a certain amount of content every single month relating to that product, which I would significantly not do. It would basically replace one of my series. So I probably won't do that. But if I do end up playing a lot of Petite Planet, well, I probably don't want to record it. I probably want to play at times where I don't want to record things, to be honest. Okay, I'll come around on it. But yeah, that's not what I was going to talk about. The D&D, it's the last session of that campaign for about like 6 weeks or something. This might be one of the longest hiatuses I've taken, mainly because this time, like last time, I think I basically only took like 1 week off, like just before a holiday, and I resumed it almost as I came back, and I was like, I sincerely regret this. Like, it was definitely too much. So this time I've basically taken off like 1 week after 2 weeks before the holiday, so I can really get sort of everything in order, especially because it's quite a long holiday, mind you. So yeah, it's a very long sort of hiatus. But how was the last session? Last session was completely fine. I don't think there was anything that particularly crazy that happened during it. It was more like last session was like the setup of this. I think I spoke about it. It was basically like a fairy tale sort of world. It's an intermission adventure because I wanted something which was a lot more low stakes and a lot more sort of very calm, casual, and sort of wholesome, I suppose. So last session was basically the setup of like what this world is, and then this session was like the setup of what's going to happen essentially. And I spoke a little bit about it. It was actually surprisingly difficult to DM for, because it's like, oh, there's a lot of like conversation which needs to happen. There was a lot of characters whose voices I have not practiced nor have much practice because they've just been introduced necessarily. So there's only like one voice which I feel like I've got down at the moment and can summon up just like that. But the other two, now 3, 4-ish I suppose, are a little bit harder. And I am starting to see if that was going to be a bit of a scope issue, because there's going to be quite a few characters which are introduced, so I'm going to have to be very careful exactly how things are sort of distributed about. Because I still wanted to focus on my players, and I do worry that the framing I have doesn't make it that focused on the players, but I don't know. That's kind of the idea. Because it's kind of weird, because it's kind of like they're partaking in a story which they're not originally a part of the story, so the story doesn't really take them into a consideration, essentially. But at the same time, I want them to have an active part in it. But I also, you know, it's a bit sort of not like railroaded, but it's a bit streamlined, where it's sort of like, oh, if you do something which is too far out of what should be canon from the story, it might cause a bit of an issue. Which has only come up, it came up once just to introduce the concept, and it came up twice when they start introducing like really weird things. And I kind of regret doing it the second time. I don't regret doing it the first time, because I was like, I need to introduce this concept early on. The second time, I'm like, I kind of did it more for a joke. The third time, like, it had to be done that way, because it's like, it actually would have been a big departure from the story if it had happened. But I need to be cautious about it from a DM perspective, because I'm like, if I do it too much, then it's going to be like, oh, we're going to be like, oh, we can't do that in case it actually ends up like ruining the world or something. When I'm like, no, I want you to do some things, but I want you to do whatever you want, really, but there's just some things which I can't allow to happen, otherwise it doesn't make sense for the adventure, basically. So I don't know, I'm not, from a DM perspective, I'm not entirely sure if I've got the balance quite right yet, but we'll see how it goes. Yeah, I don't know, let's see what it's a Petite Planet subreddit. Are people chatting about it when they can log into the beta? What else was I going to say? I don't remember. So it seems like some people are already getting into the Stardrift test. I don't know. Because it's weird, because why does it say Monday and then it also says Thursday? Because it's possible that maybe it does allow me to do it on Monday, but oh no. Can't get into the beta. I don't know. Anyone receive as 1 day ago? Let's see, are people telling when they can log in? That's not a real date. Standing first, I'm kind of afraid to interact with it. Mine says Monday. A lot of people say Monday the 23rd. The login date is Monday the 21st. What? Monday the 21st? It's Monday the 20th. What? For them, it's actually the 24th. Oh, so it seems like everyone in the EU is on the 24th. Which is a guide to protest. If you go to the official website, you can see your permitted time of login fixed for your time zone. Oh, hold on. Here we go. Petite Planet official site. Wait, I'm on the official site. What's going on? It's important. I also feel like my stomach kind of hurts once again. And I'm just like, how did this happen? I did have pizza bread today. It cannot be that I'm allergic to pizza bread or something. That sounds so random. I mean, maybe it is possible, but I don't know. Why do I see this? Planet.hoverse. Where? Check access. Is this it? Too many attempts, try again later. Oh, 24th. Okay, so I think it's everyone in the EU can't play until 24th, but I can still install it. Okay, well there you go. Now you know. If you're also confused by the date. Oh, it's just a second wave, I see. Okay. What else to talk about? I haven't got Tomodachi Life yet. Oh yeah, the fairy tale thing. I guess Petite Planet is also quite sort of fairy tale like, isn't it? I don't know. It's just very difficult to nail the vibe down because I'm sort of trying to, from a DM perspective, peek behind the curtain of what makes it so difficult as a DM. Is the fact that it's very, very character focused. But I have realised I've kind of like put myself in a corner because a fairy tale book is a fairy tale book, right? Like, if the characters aren't story people in the story, well, I do kind of want to try and incorporate them more. So it basically relies on a lot of a DM doing a lot of narration because I'm now the narrator and the characters, which is now very, very DM centric. And I realise that's a caveat because I'm just like, I don't want it to be that DM centric. I want the players to be able to do things, but I'm also like, I need to make sure I give the players a feeling of agency. So I'm just trying to sort of think how to do that. And I think, I mean, it's not going to be relevant until like 6 weeks from now. Probably what I need to do is I need to have the characters basically ask the players more often what to do. Like they obviously don't do that in the original story of what the fairy tale book is. Basically TLDR, this mini adventures, they're in a fairy tale book as not characters but as themselves and influencing the story. While they might not do that in the original fairy tale book, they'd never got the chance to, but now that they've proven themselves as very capable people in the fairy tale book, then I think this is probably a good time to allow the characters to ask them more often. And probably I need to be very careful of how conversations go in the fairy tale book, because again, there's going to be a lot of characters. I don't want to basically dominate being like, oh, it's just NPCs interacting with NPCs. I think NPCs should probably only interact with NPCs explicitly in the session if they are requested to by the players or something. Otherwise it's just kind of assumed and I can just sort of write it off as narration. Yeah, I think that's probably the way to do it. I wanted to do this kind of cute thing where basically all my DM narration was like narrated in the style of like the storybook itself. Turns out that was way too difficult to do in improvise, so I only bring it up now and then. And also it's even more confusing because the narration in universe is also another character who is out of their storybook universe narrating the story. It's all way too many layers of complication, which I'm just like, I should have made it simpler. Simpler for myself to run. Because then it's more easy to engage with. But that's okay, I've got 6 weeks to basically refine it a bit more. Like while the macro level stuff is all kind of, well, pretty much set in stone. Well, I guess technically it doesn't have to be, but like it is set in stone. The micro level stuff of how it's actually run is something which can be a little bit more up to how I decide. But there's something very nice, or like a storybook narration, to be able to sort of get the vibe. I think it's sort of, I was going to say accentuates, that's not right, like captures the exact vibe of what I want going on very well. It's only if only it was easy to improvise in, because it's not something I've improvised in, like using that sort of voice a lot. And I also feel like it might feel pretty patronising to our players. Not patronising, it's not like where I would be like, oh dear darling, she's actually patronising to me. I can't understand, like they understand that it's for context of it being a fairy tale world, but it probably wouldn't be, at the same time, it might not even be that engaging to in first place. So I don't know. Either way, it's not going to last that many sessions, to be honest. It's just meant to be overly wholesome, just for the funsies of it, you know? Something light-hearted. And hopefully give my players a lot of roleplay opportunities. We'll see. We'll see. Combat? Maybe. Of course, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. How are my other gacha games going? Completely fine. I'm excited for the Star Rail, the new patch, Silver Wolf 999, Uma Musume. I've made a UG1 Christmas Ogre, which is crazy, but it's not even like extremely strong. Like, I can't get medium S on Ogre, and I don't know why. I've like, I think 13 sparks of medium on my parents and grandparents. The only thing is that like the main spark, Agnes Tachyon, uses a Pace Chaser spark, but I haven't even got Pace Chaser done, and it's double circle affinity. I think I'm just getting unlucky, to be honest. But still. To be fair, I am using parents which I don't think have that high affinity with Ogre, but it's like I kind of wanted them for the skills. Let's see, actually. Ogre. Agnes Tachyon. Oh, Metro Toba is really up there, so that's fine. Where's Agnes Tachyon? She's also kind of up there. Who do I have as Agnes Tachyon's parents? I don't remember. I think Saiyan Sky and someone. It's really random. But do I have Saiyan Sky and like vodka? No, Saiyan Sky and Fujiki Suki or something? This person had vodka and someone. Tokaiteo maybe. I don't remember who I have. I'm just shocked I haven't got media. Oh my gosh, Fauna, what's happened? Hold on. We rarely get to see normal villagers angry. Some cupcake? I'm just gonna... Oh. I haven't talked to you in 2 months, so that's probably reset your anger. Well, there you go. Nice now I've calmed you down just by absolutely shocking you with my own presence. Who are you even speaking to around here? That made you so angry. Angry? Phoebe? No, but you and Phoebe are meant to be... roommates. Anyway. On that note, I'm going to round this episode off here, I think. Because I have nothing else left to say. So if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been dear darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares greatly appreciated. Socials, Discord down below. Hope to see each other again, but for now it's our farewell. So until next time. Bye bye for now.